Hello everyone, this is Jyotsna. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will see the JavaScript topic, which is JavaScript in external file. So here in this topic, we will see how we can use JavaScript code as an external file and use that file as an input for our HTML file. So we will first start with just some introduction about it. So we all know we can have JavaScript code inside a HTML file as well as outside, keeping it in some other JavaScript file and using that as an input in our HTML file. So here we will see how we can create external JavaScript file and embed it in many HTML pages. So we can create only single JavaScript file and embedded that in many HTML files also. We can reuse the same JavaScript in different HTML files. So it provides the code reusability. So we can use same code multiple times. So because single JavaScript file can be used in several HTML pages. So an external JavaScript file must be saved by JS extension. So we have a particular .js extension for the JavaScript file. It is recommended to embed all JavaScript files into a single file so that it will increase the speed of the web page. So there are different ways through which we can access the JavaScript, which is a .js file where we have all our JavaScript code. So the first one is with the full URL. So if you have a your JavaScript.js file saved somewhere in your computer in some location, so you can directly give the full path of that location in your script tag in your HTML file. So this is one of the example where we have this script tag where source this is equal to this is the path where we have our my javascript.js. This JS file is uh, present at this location. So what it will do when we execute our HTML code, then it will go and fetch this JavaScript file to execute our Java code. There are other options also where we can use JavaScript file in our HTML code. So the one with the file path. So give the file path because if we have our HTML code here in some folder and in that folder there are some other folder where we have kept our JavaScript file. So we can just give the file path like this. This in this script tag we have this /js folder where we have this myscript.js file. So also we can use without any path, just give your file name, JavaScript file name .js file. This we use when we have all our code placed in a single location, like in some folder. If we have one folder like JS folder and our HTML code is also there in that same folder and our JavaScript code is also in the same folder, then we can use the JavaScript file without giving any path. Directly give the file name for javascript.js JS file and we can access that one. So these are the some of the options how we can use the external script in our HTML code. The next is here is one of the example of JavaScript in external file where we have these two files. First is message.js and then another one is index.html. So what I am doing is I am creating one .js file where I have this function message where I will print this JavaScript code is in external file, this text. And this JS code I'm using as a external file to the this index.html file. So here we have this is HTML tag where in head tag we have written the script type and whatever the external file we have taken. Here you can see script type is obviously JS JavaScript text type, and the source file I have given message.js here in the script tag. And in our body tag we have this form where we will give one button where on which when we click it will go to the this message.js function message. So I have taken one type button and value as a click, so that when you click on click of that button, it will go to this message function in JS file. So we will see with the example how it works. I will just quickly give you the demo about that too. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating one function, message function in our JS file. So I will just right click and create one text document as message.text. Okay, so we'll edit this one and just copy paste this function here. So save, and after that we'll create one index.html file in the same location. We can have that on different location also, but I will create one in at the same location. Enter, accept. So right click and edit this one. We need to add the HTML code here. I will go and copy paste this code here. Save. Now when we try to open this from here, it will open that HTML code from here. And as I said, we have this button, click button, on which click event is there. So when I click on this button, it will give you the message which we have in our message function. This JavaScript code is in external file. So like this, we can have different functions, different whatever you output you want. We can have that saved in JS file, and we can call that file through the this HTML code. So next is, this is a simple example for the using external file Java JavaScript code into our HTML code. So there are different advantages of using the external JavaScript as well as disadvantages. So we will see those here. First, we will see the advantages of external JavaScript. So as I said, it separates the HTML code and JavaScript code. So this is very helpful when we are just going through our JavaScript code or the HTML code. So separating them, it will give you the uh, uh, co- less complexity in our code. So next is, it helps in the reusability of the code in more than one HTML file. So as I said, we can have one JavaScript file and we can reuse that file in different HTML files. So it gives the reusability of the code. Next is, it allows easy code readability. So we have differentiated between HTML and JavaScript, JavaScript code. So it gives the readability, good readability, good and easy readability of the code. The next is, it is time efficient, as web browser cache the external JavaScript files, which further reduce the page loading time. So this is one of the advantages. Next is, it enables both web designers and coders to work with HTML and JS file parallelly and separately, that is without facing any code conflicts. So web designer and coder, they can work on their own files, as we have already separated them from JavaScript and HTML file. So without a conflict, any confliction, they can work on it. The next is, the length of the code reduces, as only we need to specify the location of JS file. This is a very important one, advantages. The next is disadvantages. As there are many advantages, there are some disadvantages also of using external JavaScript. The first one is very important, which is that the stealer may download the coder's code using the URL of the JS file. So it is a disadvantages of using the external JavaScript. Also, if two JS files are independent on one another, then a failure in one may affect the execution of the other dependent file. Also, the web browser needs to make an additional HTTP request to get the JS code right. and a tiny to a large change in the JS code may cause unexpected results in all its dependent files. So, because of dependency of this HTML and the different JS files, it may cause an problem when we are doing any change, any a simple change in one of the file. So the next is we need to check each file that depends on the commonly created external JavaScript file, right? So here we need to check each file which we have, JS file that depends on the commonly created external JavaScript file. The last one is if it is a few line of code, then better to implement the internal JavaScript code, because if we have a little line of code for the JavaScript, so we don't have to create a different JavaScript file. So we can go and use that in our same HTML code. So these are some of the disadvantages, but all the disadvantages, advantages are there. So code reusability and the confliction between the coders that can be, you know, we can use that for external JavaScript. So this is very a basic introduction about how and why we use the external JavaScript while coding with HTML. Thank you so much for watching the video. The many more video on JavaScripts are coming, so please stay tuned. Thank you.